film started by showing a family, who was coming to live in a new house. Because the head of the family had found this house at a very low price, so he immediately bought it. Now his wife and son were very happy to come here, but his elder daughter, whose name was Ellie, was not at all happy, because she did not want to come here, she did not want to leave her friends and come. Apart from this, she also finds the house very strange. And now when she was checking the whole house, she saw a cellar there, which was quite dark inside when the door was opened. And now she started going to check the whole family's cellar. But as soon as people came back, those three went out, but Ellie could not go. Then she closes her own door and Ellie gets stuck inside. And now because the door was locked, it had to be opened only with the key. That's why Ellie's mom, dad and brother started looking for all the keys. While inside Ellie feels like someone is slowly coming to her, because of which she got very scared and started banging the door hard. But then outside, fortunately, the key was found, which was on the door. That's why they quickly open the lock and Ellie is taken out. But because of all this, she felt very bad, because 1, she did not want to come to this house before, and on top of that this happens to her, so in anger, she goes to her room. After a while, Ellie's mom comes and tells her that we have to go to our work at night, because today is our night duty, so you will have to take care of your younger brother. Now when her mom left, Ellie started talking to her friend on the phone. But then her younger brother comes and wears a strange mask and scares her. Ellie found this mask very strange. Upon asking, her brother said that I have found this from a room here, the room they had not seen before. That's why now these two brothers and sisters started going to that room and checking, where there was a lot of strange stuff lying around. Ellie gets a music player here. As soon as she turned it on, a man starts counting 1, 2, 3 after saying the math formula. And now as he came up to 7, Ellie turned off the music player, and she tells her brother to go to sleep. But after a while we saw that the lights of the whole house turn off on their own. Darkness spread throughout the house. That's why now Ellie calls her mom Christy and tells her about it. Upon this, her mom Christy said that surely the fuse must have fallen. So you go to the kitchen, and put it back and fix it. Now when Ellie went to the kitchen after lighting the candle, she could not see anything because of the darkness. She could not even know how many stairs there are, which she also told Christy, on which she says that there are a total of 10 stairs. You stay on the phone and count the stairs and go down. After that I will tell you what to do. Then listening to Christy, Ellie does this. She started counting 1, 2, 3 and going down the stairs, during which she was also very scared. But as she was moving forward, and now as she counted to 10, she suddenly felt dizzy. She falls there and falls unconscious. And still amazed at Christy, the count was heard ahead of 10, which puts her in a lot of shock, because there were no more than 10 stairs. She was not able to digest this. She calls Ellie many times, but from now on she does not get any answer. That's why she and her husband come back home. They found out that Ellie is not at home. Along with her, her phone is also missing. Because of this, Christy started getting very worried. She looks for her everywhere including the kitchen, but she had no address. After losing her house, she reported to the police that she was missing, but even she could not find her. But Christy was sure that something was wrong with my daughter. That's why the next day she looks for her around the house and everywhere. And if she does not find her, she also puts up posters of her disappearance everywhere. But now the police and Ellie's dad also feel the same, as if she ran away from home, because she did not want to come here before, and she has done this many times before. But Christy still did not believe. That's why she herself wants to check her food well, where she can see the formula of death on the 2nd floor. And when she went down, she started looking at the wall with light, where there were a lot of red-brown faces, which she found very strange. She tells the police about this and asks them to check the whole place again, which the police also does. But as always, this time also she does not get any new information, after which the officer started asking her, that this house is very old, Where did you buy it from? On which Christie's husband said that he was getting it very cheap, which I bought from an auction. Now the officer tells her that I have also inquired from Ellie's friends. She did not go to them either. Now you do this, relax. Because she also took her phone with her? So it is possible that after a few days she herself contacted you. After the police left, Christie herself started understanding those formulas of death. But still she does not understand anything. One night when her daughter was scared, then Christie puts her to sleep on her bed. But when she was sitting, she felt like someone was in the house. She hears someone counting. When she pondered, she found out that this voice was coming from the sinkhole, which was not anyone else's but Ellie's. So now Christie followed the voice and came to the warehouse. And there was nothing like this here. So the next day she went to meet the auctioneers, and the real owner of this house. She tries to get information about him, but she could not find out who was the real owner of the house. After coming home, Christie noticed that there are strange signs on all the doors and windows of the house, which also have a lot of dead bodies. So she takes a picture of all of them, and goes and shows all the signs to her friend, to which her friend added that this looks like someone else's tongue, and adding all the words, a word has been made Leviathan, which is a sea monster according to the Jews, that is, a sea monster. But these things were beyond Christie's understanding. She thinks that how can I get help from this? So she went from there, took her son from school and came back home. And now when she started writing Leviathan on the internet and searching, then she remembered that my son had told that before Ellie's disappearance, she had heard a man's recording in the music player. So now she also started listening to that recording by turning on the music. And now as the countdown started there, Christie's son leaves his game and starts counting with his voice, which was going to show the counting. Seeing this, Christie quickly stops the recording and stops her son. And now the child did not remember anything about what I was going to do, and what I was doing before this, which also put Christie in shock. Then Christie's eyes went there on a picture, which was of a man who lived here, who was a math teacher, and behind his picture too, some words were written in that other language. And now when Christie searches about this teacher on the internet, then she found out that when the teacher and his family had shifted to this house, then one day suddenly his whole family disappeared, except for the teacher's daughter, who is still alive. Atheist Christie was watching that at that time the lights of the whole house were turned off again. And now her son's voice started coming from that locker. When she went there, she saw that the door of the locker was locked. To open it, she looks for the key everywhere, but she does not find it anywhere. So now when Christie looks inside through the keyhole, so there was an evil eye there, seeing which Christie trembled. At the next moment, her son comes behind and stands. He says, "Mom, what are you doing here?" Christie replied that I had come to find you. You were screaming, right? Then he says that no mom, I was in my room, and I did not hear any voice. That means that voice is only coming to Christie. Now in a while, the light comes here, and these people also got the key. Christie went inside by opening the door of the locker. But then suddenly the door closed itself, which was now locked. Christie tells her son to open the door from inside, but his hand was not going to the key. That's why he went to get the chair. While Christie felt inside as if someone was coming to me, which happened with Ellie too. In which mess, she also drops her phone, but by then her husband also came out, who opens the door of the locker and takes Christie out. Later Christie tells him that there is something in this house, because I felt strange in the locker, and I also searched about the old owner of this house, who was a teacher. It was found that his whole family had suddenly disappeared, like our daughter Ellie. Now without hearing the whole thing, he cuts it, because he could not believe it, saying all this nonsense. He went to check in the locker. Here he finds a bunch of animal hair, which he ignores and comes back. Now the next day Christie goes to a very big math college, because the owner of the house used to teach this. There he met a math teacher, to whom Christy shows the formula of math. Looking at him, he tells Christy that this formula is very old, and it is said that it is used to open the door of another world. Now when he asked him about the teacher of the house, then he tells that yes, I heard. She suddenly disappeared. Until today his address could not be found. But his daughter is still alive. Now straight from here Christy came to her house, and the formula, and the teacher who told everything. She tells her husband. But her husband, who was angry with these things, he gets angry. And now he went to the showroom. There he starts breaking that last CD, on which the formula was written. Now as soon as he started attacking, a lot of noise starts coming out of it, and in the open music player itself, that recording starts playing, with which Christy's daughter, Ellie, is seen counting. Seeing this, he was very nervous, because his condition was looking very strange. He shouted. Hearing his voice, his mom came there. She turns off the recording and takes care of her son. So now he points to the cupboard and tells that I saw Ellie coming from there. But when his dad checked there, then Ellie was not there, only his mobile was there. Now because of all this, a lot of questions were arising in Christy's mind. To get an answer, she went to meet the teacher's daughter, who had grown old now. As soon as she comes here, Christy asks her about Leviathan, on which she tells that Leviathan is actually one of the 7 kings of hell, which is called Satan, after which she also tells him about these formulas. That one day my brother's condition suddenly got very bad. His condition was not improving. We got him treated everywhere, but everyone raised their hands, saying that we do not understand, that there is a problem with him, because of which my dad got angry. By doing it slowly, belief in God began to end. After which he decided to take help from Satan, and then he got Ephraim, which is used to open the door of hell, through which my dad opened the door of hell, so that Satan can come into our world from there. Satan came, but he cheated us. Instead of fixing my brother, he took my whole family with him to hell. I was saved from this problem, after which I never went to that house, and now I only believe in God, that he can only help, and I hate that house very much, because not only the house, but the whole house is the door of hell. And Satan can come into our world from anywhere. In the house, Christy's husband, by joining all the signs, makes a sign, which was a star. By searching about it, he found out about the same danger as Satan, who was the guard of the door of hell. Now Christy also came here, and her husband tells her everything, after listening to which Christy now became completely convinced that yes, here is the door of hell, for the coming of Satan. That's why now she plays the counting recording in the music player. As soon as this happens, the door of hell opens by itself, and her son, once again, by coming under someone's control, started going to the basement. Along with that, he was also repeating the counting. After a while, Christy heard his son's voice. That's why both the husband and wife started looking for him everywhere. And fortunately they met. He was looking very weak. That's why quickly picked him up and brought him to the room. Christy sees that on my son's chest a star sign is made, which was actually the dangerous guard of hell, of Satan, with which Christy, now her husband's voice, started coming, when she went to check, in the other room. So now her husband, strangely, standing, started counting, and now, as soon as he completed counting to 10, he tells Christy that he has come, and as soon as he said this, the door of the room opened heavily, and from there, the devil of hell came out, which was looking very weak. His head was like a goat, big horns, and sharp teeth too. And now as Christy, she sees him, she got rid of him because of fear. But that devil found Christy. He started attacking him. Before that, he attacked Christy, fooled him, and ran away from there. And now she comes to the room. The stairs here were very long, from which Christy sees the door in front of her, inside which she immediately goes. Going a little further, she came to a strange place, which was a very big field, where a lot of people, counting in a line, were moving forward, and their appearance too, had changed to the point of confusion. Out of these, Christie had found her daughter, Annie, with whom she started coming back. But on the way, her torch falls. By the time she came back home, the light had also come, and Christie's husband, his son, had completely recovered. Now after seeing everything, Christie became very happy. She felt that I brought my daughter from hell, because that place was hell. So now, she tells everyone to get out of here, but now, as she started opening the door, she sees her torch lying there, which she had left separately in hell. She could not understand anything. She was also thinking that when her daughter, husband, and son, standing strangely, start counting, which means, like the teacher, and his family, now Christie's family too, is stuck here in hell, which now, will never, be able to get out of here. In fact, the devil, will take them with him, and now, their whole house, was eaten by us, which had become, a part of hell. And now, along with the rest, Christie also starts counting, which means, now this family too, forever, was left in hell, and with this, rewarding ending, this film ends here. Thank you.